If you made the rules, ice cream would be a breakfast food, and your wireless plan would save you money. Well, you're in luck. Get Xfinity Mobile and Internet together for just $40 a month, and you could save up to $400 a year on your wireless bill. You'll get Internet for 12 months with a 1-year agreement and mobile with our 1 gig wireless data option. Go to Xfinity.com/savebig or call 1-800-XFINITY to learn more. Requires paperless billing and autopay. Ends 10/25/20. Restrictions apply. New performance starter customers only. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra and subject to change. After term, regular rates apply. Wireless savings compares to averages of top providers. Xfinity Internet required.
You are now listening to Let's Talk with Digga podcast. Now, get ready to join today's conversation of topics with your host, Digga.
What's good? What's good? What's good? Good people. It is I, the man that you all know and love, Digga, and welcome to another great episode of Let's Talk with Digga podcast. I am everywhere where podcasts are available. Apple Music, Amazon Music, you name it, I'm there. So thank you all for subscribing, listening, downloading, all of that good stuff. If you have not checked out an episode, please go to your favorite podcast platform and search for Let's Talk with Digga podcast. Today, good people, I am excited because I have in my midst a person that's been doing just about everything she does and does it so well. And I watch her. I've been following her for some time. Really haven't had a chance to talk to her other than today. So we gonna chop it up. Ashley Collins is joining me today. Ashley is a playwright and creator of the Breakup Diaries. That is a blog on YouTube and Instagram. And she works tirelessly. She's a tirelessly advocate of mental health and social justice. And she uses her platform to highlight her personal experiences with heartbreak and self-love, and promoting a broad range of voices, including up-and-coming leaders, musicians, business owners, thinkers from the Black community. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want to bring on Miss Ashley Collins. How you doing today?
I'm alive. That's good. That was like, I was like, oh my gosh, is the queen here? That was so nice. Thank you.
Thank you. And thank you again for joining this podcast. It is an absolute pleasure for me. Like I said, this is the first time we had a chance to talk. Well, virtually, face to face.
Yeah.
And I need to say this before we go any further. Go Ravens.
I'm sorry, you said Bucks the wrong way.
Oh, I said Ravens with an R. I said that's payback. That is payback. So, and also, I want you to tell the people out there a little bit about the Breakup Diaries. Like I said, I've been following you for some time, and I've watched a couple of episodes. Tell the people out there what the Breakup Diaries is all about.
So the Breakup Diaries came about completely it was birthed out of anger and frustration.
Okay.
I was in a relationship for 3 years, and it just was not working out at all. And you know how people, they tend to say, oh, if you're feeling sad, like you should journal about it. I hate writing. I really, really do. So I just said to myself, I'm just going to pick up my camera and talk about how I'm feeling.
Okay.
The intention was never, ever to post it.
Okay.
And 2 days later, he left. And I just kept that habit of picking up the camera and checking in with myself.
Okay.
And at the time, no one knew that we were broken up with, and I felt embarrassed. So every morning I'd pick up the camera and be like, how are you doing today, Ashley? I'm happy, I'm angry, I'm pissed off.
Wow.
And I did it like 3 months. And then I'll never forget it because it was 4th of July and I got fired from my job.
Wow.
And I was trying to record, but like I had no space in my phone. So I was like, I'll just upload these to YouTube and whatever. I'll just see what happens.
Okay.
You know, but I made all of them private except for one. And people were very receptive to it.
Okay.
And I was like, you know what, I guess I'll just keep going.
Okay.
And since then, it's been a lot of self-reflection, trying to answer a lot of questions about why I am the way that I am. Also trying to figure out this in a cheesy, the most cheesy way, and I'm sure everyone's gonna roll their eyes. I'm trying to find the meaning of life in my vlog.
Okay. Interesting. I like it. I think it's unique, and I absolutely love it. And I encourage everybody that's listening to check it out. And it's on YouTube.
Yeah.
And yes, please check it out. It is. I like it. That's all I'm gonna say. I love it.
I appreciate you.
Not a problem. Today we're going to talk about love and relationship, but not in the sense of everybody that think about love and relationship. I want to first talk about love and the old, well, it's not old, but a famous quote. Of course, it comes from the Bible. 1 Corinthians chapter 13, 4 and 5. And if anybody needs a definition for love, I think this is the best definition. And it reads, love is patient, love is kind. It does not envy. It does not boast. It is not proud. It does not dishonor others. It is not self-seeking. It is not easily angered. And it keeps no record of wrongs. That to me is the ultimate definition, not just because it came from the Bible. It's the true blunt meaning of love. And what I wanted to talk about today is love as in love is in the community. As we all know, there's a pandemic that's going on. There's so much that's going on.
Yeah.
And what are some of the ways that people have displayed love during these trying times? Just about anything. And the first thing that comes to my mind is the willingness to help others. There has been an outpouring of love in a sense of providing for people who are less fortunate, people who just can't cope during this difficult time. There are some people that cannot handle what's going on right now. And to me, that is love. That is the true form of love right now. So Ashley, what is some of the displays of love have you experienced or have you seen during these trying times?
I agree with you. I think that you see what you search for.
Right.
And I think that I'm witnessing a lot of love for the local community, people supporting local businesses, because
Right.
I'm sure you've seen the projected numbers. So a lot of businesses that are going to go out of business, take
Right.
repetition of that word, but of that phrase, that are going to go out of business by January.
Right.
But I see a lot of people going local, a lot of people supporting local, a lot of people purchasing things online, and I think that's awesome. I think that's amazing, because like Amazon doesn't need any more of our dollars. Like Walmart's gonna be aight, but like
and Amazon too.
Yeah, right. Like your neighbor, your best friend, your cousin. They need support no matter
Right.
how small it is. And
Right.
I love that people are. I think such a beautiful thing is, in a kind of selfish way, is it feels good to help other people. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
there's this kind of dopamine hit that you get that it's like, I just saved this person from this shark, and I feel good about myself. But like, is that necessarily selfish? Because it's like you're still helping them, and then they're gonna pay it forward, hopefully, and then they're gonna pay it forward and pay it forward, and that's how we save the world. You know?
It's funny that you say that, because yesterday somebody gave me like $100 in my Cash App. Just randomly gave me $100. I knew the person, but they just gave me $100.
Wow.
I said, why?
Yeah.
You just hear that Cash App ding, like, you know. And my first thought was to ask why. But I didn't. I said, okay. So I played it forward. And just recently, in Baltimore, we just had a huge explosion on a street in Northwest Baltimore. And to my knowledge, my family was involved in that explosion. And they lost everything. Everything. Children was involved. It was bad. It was beyond bad. And I was sitting here, and when I heard the cha-ching and I looked, I said, $100. Okay. Now, when most people receive money, the first thing they do is, how can I spend this? You know?
Yeah.
But I remembered, because right now they have like I wouldn't say a GoFundMe page, but it is something that you do with Facebook. It's a Facebook fundraiser.
Yeah.
And I didn't feel comfortable about giving to that for some reason. And they have raised a good amount of money from that. So what I did, I contacted her mom and I said, here, this is for her. Just here, you know, because somebody gave it to me. I wanted to help someone in need right now. And without hesitation, and I think that some things right now that we do is without question and without hesitation.
Yeah.
Because if you have to stop to think about how you're going to do this, I just don't think it's genuine. Do you agree, if that makes sense?
No, it makes perfect sense. Oh my gosh. And and I'm huge on just give without expectation.
Right.
Don't expect like an IOU. Don't expect for them to give you a shout out. Just do it. And also don't announce it.
Right. Right. So that is one form of display of love. Now we gonna go inside. I like to come inside. I like to come inside the house, so to speak. Because, you know, being affected by this pandemic, being affected by so much in society right now, being unsure, losing your job, being on unemployment that is kind of iffy and up and down. What is the love like in the family? Husband and wife, children, being able to show love towards your family. And I just remember when this whole thing broke off, like it just got out of hand and everybody was talking about it and things started closing and jobs started closing. it was a high level of fear.
Yeah.
So love in the household, being in a quarantine and not being able to go outside and you're stuck, that kind of raises some type of level of anxiety. So let's talk about that for a minute. How is love displayed during that time? Because
I feel like a lot of people aren't gonna like my answer.
okay.
But I'm just say it because why not? I'm from Florida, and me and my friend have this joke about Floridians because, like, she and I say we're gonna YOLO ourselves to death because like YOLO, you live with one. We're gonna die saying that. But this is not something new, but domestic violence towards romantic and children numbers have raised.
Right.
And I'm actually not very surprised because I think that this pandemic is exposing a lot that your household, the pandemic didn't make your household toxic. It's already been toxic.
Right.
You didn't just randomly think to yourself, I don't like my boyfriend or girlfriend. No, you probably got together for financial benefits and you realize you actually don't really like them. Or maybe you're living on your own and now you have to work from home and you're uncomfortable because you never took the time to actually sit alone with yourself and actually get the time to be like, hey, I'm actually a cool person without other people. This pandemic is just exposing a lot of demons.
Right.
For a lot of personal people.
Right.
For me, literally, when they shut down everything, I was like, okay, I'm cool because I'm used to this. I'm used to sitting at home and being productive and useful by myself.
Okay.
I go for when I feel that kind of restlessness because I do work from home and it's very frustrating dealing with homeowners when I'm at work and I just go for walks outside. So when my friend messaged me the other day and she was like, oh, they opened up such and such city. I was like, oh, I didn't notice. It's like I don't go anywhere other than here, my home, into the park.
Okay.
You know, because I don't know. I enjoy my space.
Right.
I enjoy my solitude. My mom gets on my nerves. Yeah, sure. Like I'm not gonna murder her. You know, like that's the issue you gotta deal with. You know.
Right. Right.
So yeah, I think a lot of this is exposing demons.
Right.
Exposing the fact that this relationship shouldn't have worked. You guys should never have moved in with each other.
Right.
And instead of looking at it as like, I can't wait to get out the house. No, because when everything starts opening up, that's, am I allowed to curse?
Yeah, go ahead.
That shit's still going to be there when they open up Applebee's.
Right.
Because then you're just going to drink and hook up with a hooker who has AIDS. You know? Like, which one would you rather prefer? You know?
Right. Right. I think I had a little touch of anxiety. I don't suffer with it if that I don't know of. But it did kind of hit me because everybody was on social media and they was posting pictures. And I just remember one day I just woke up and I said, they're the same pictures, you know, like I was seeing.
They're the same pictures.
Yeah, they're the same pictures. Like the trucks was coming into the city of Baltimore and it was the same exact picture. And I freaked out. I woke up and I saw it. It was like 3:00 in the morning. I was real loud. And I said, they're the same damn picture, you know, stop doing that. Like to the phone, you know. And that was my little touch of anxiety right there. Like, and being in the house for long periods of time, I tell people this is my escape. All of this, my network, yeah. So whenever I felt closed in, I come upstairs in my little studio and I just create. And I have this thing where when I hit the steps and come upstairs, I say it's time to create and just walk back up. It's just a little thing that I do. But yeah. So now we're talking about love. We're talking about love in the family. What are some of the ways, other than the ways that we just talked about as far as love in the community? What are some other ways that we can display love during this time? What are some of the things that you would like to see as forms of love, giving back, expressions, gestures? It don't have to be monetary. It don't have to be material. So what are some of the other ways you can express love during this time?
So you probably don't remember this, but there was like a small phase, probably like the late 90s, early 2000s,
okay,
where we sent e-cards. You remember them?
Yeah.
Emails? You remember them?
Yeah, I did, with the little funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, with the big heads and the. Yeah. I remember that. I remember that.
I think it'd be so fun if we did that, but with like video.
Mm-hmm.
So like, like everyone's making TikTok videos or like reels to go viral. But why can't you send it to like your grandmother?
Right.
Send it to like your old coworker back when you worked at McDonald's, being like, "Hey man, this is me just goofing off in my living room, just want to make sure that you're doing okay. I think you should do that, like, but personally, without the intention of going viral."
Right.
And I've been working on doing that. Like, I send silly videos to my friends, and they're like, "You're crazy." But I'm like, "Oh, okay." I mean,
right.
If it makes you smile, that's the goal.
Right.
Silly.
Let's talk about the now let's talk about love and relationship at a standpoint of what you just said. It kind of touched on my next question or next topic, so to speak. That, say, like, if you was living with someone that you ain't get along with during this time, that you in a relationship, this pandemic hit, your quarantine. I can't really say that, because I can't really talk about it, because me and my wife, we cool, and we don't, we are not. I love her to death, but
okay.
I am not under her 24/7.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? I do get away. There are other things that occupy my time. But say like you're in a relationship and you two are just not getting along, and how is that? Like, what is that like? To be in a relationship with a person, not getting along with them. Love and relationship. So you're here, you're in this house, there's a quarantine, you can't really go outside. Talk about that for a minute.
So I was dating someone at the beginning of this quarantine.
Right.
And we were having a blast.
Okay.
We could make fun out of anything.
Right.
So being in a relationship and despising the person that you're living with seems very foreign to me. But it does happen present tense. The amount of the divorce rate and the breakups that have been happening during this quarantine, like I said, it's just exposing that you've actually got together all along. And it always just bothers me when people are like, "Oh, well, sometimes people need their space." Okay, but like, there's a huge difference between needing your space for like me time, like I need my shower time, versus being like, I wish that he would get deployed. They would do a massive recruiting of men, and he would deploy them for the next 4 years. There's a difference, like.
Wow.
And yeah. And them going back to work isn't gonna fix your relationship. Like,
right.
Actually,
Right.
yeah. It's unfortunate.
I used to work at night, and I missed a lot. I missed, dinner, the family time. But that was my schedule. I couldn't change it. And I always said, I want to be home more. So I got what I wished for, because my job, my department, they laid us off, but then they let us go permanently. So I got to see what I was missing at home. And then it have, it had some safety precautions, I'm not there, but I have 2 sons and my wife and my daughter. And I always tell my sons, I'm not here, protect the house. First rule of thumb, protect it, all costs. But when I was working, I missed that. And it used to eat me up inside because I was not there if something was to jump off. But then when that happened, of course I was upset, but I said, well, this gives me a lot of time to spend with my family.
Yeah.
And I got to see a lot, all that I was missing,
Yeah.
And at a point, I felt it, I went through it. But then again, I quickly, reminded myself that I still have to go through day to day. I have an outlet now. I have family and an outlet that I can escape and put in perspective, so to speak. So yeah, it was crazy. It was crazy, but still going through it, but it's good.
But I'm sorry, I have to kind of slightly disagree with you, because it's like, I think that you were anxious because you have goals. And I think that a lot of people who are like posting that they're sad or like they feel unfulfilled because they don't have any goals.
Mm-hmm.
So like when you say that you're anxious, that's because you're not feeding what you're destined to do.
Right.
Like, of course, like, yeah, father first, husband first, but also like, you're a huge deal, like, mm-hmm. and what you're doing is like, it's helping people in their world escape, mm-hmm. While also simultaneously nourishing their soul. So a lot of these people who are feeling bored or anxious or depressed at home, they should follow suit. And maybe it's not podcasting, because I definitely don't think everyone should be a podcaster. No, it's definitely a skill.
Yes.
But maybe like when you were a kid, you loved making pottery,
mm-hmm.
And that's something you can do socially distant at home. Like,
right.
Maybe as a kid, you wanted to learn how to double dribble. Okay. You can do that in your front yard. You are literally allowed to. You're not. You can walk outside.
Right.
Like it's. I don't know. Like I think this is I'm trying to learn German. I know. I have a friend who's a love coach, where she teaches some of her classes in German, and I'm like, I want to learn German just so I can fit in and know what she's talking about. So, yeah.
And she does it all in German?
She does American and German. But
okay.
I don't know. For some reason, kind of like, I'm like, I want to be a part of the German crowd too.
Wow.
It's silly. It's petty. Wow. It's petty why I wanted to.
Right. So the last question is, of course, if you had to define, in your own definition and your own opinion, love and relationship, what would it be?
That's such a terrible question, because I don't know what love is. I honestly don't. For me right now, present tense in my life, and this is gonna sound so self-deprecating. Deprecating? I said that right.
Yes.
Yeah.
You said it better than me because I would have butchered the whole word.
But for my past history, love is abuse. Because I don't know how to properly love myself. So I guess maybe that's my definition of love. Love is accepting the treatment that you think that you deserve.
Okay. And
right now, my mindset in life is I think I deserve the worst. So I'll accept anything. So if I can't be a good example, then maybe analyze the family relationships, the friendships, the romantic relationships that you allow in your life. Do you feel happy? Do you feel good? Happy, ignore that word happy. Do you feel good after you're done hanging out with them, after you're done being around them? And if the answer is no, that's not love. Love shouldn't make you doubt yourself. Love shouldn't make you second guess yourself. So I don't know if that was good.
That was perfect. That was perfect. I like that. So the Breakup Diaries. When how often do you do it?
So the goal is to post every day.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is so funny because it's like I have people say that you post too much. I'm like, no, I only post once a day.
I thought I post a lot.
So the goal is once a day. And if I miss a day, it's because the editing was that difficult for that day that I need to sit down and refresh my mind for the next one.
Okay. And where can people find the Breakup Diaries?
So you can go on the YouTube, the Breakup Diaries. It's also a TV series, but I'm the colored girl. Click on that page.
Okay.
You can follow me on the Instagram at the Haunted Dragon. It is a Game of Thrones reference. I'm a bit of a nerd. So if you're like, that sounds familiar, it's the mother but the aunt. You can follow me on Twitter at the Haunted Dragon, singular, or Facebook, Ashley Collins. I'm the only colored girl, so you can find me.
Wow, incredible. Ashley, I want to say thank you again for coming on the show and talking about this topic, love and relationship. And definitely, people, if you are listening, please go to the Breakup Diaries on YouTube. Follow her on Instagram. Incredible. I need to say that. Incredible. So thank you again for joining me. Know you had a busy day today. Is this your last interview or you got some more stuff to do?
The last one, yes.
Great. Please get some rest. Eat something to get some rest.
Oh yeah, I gotta eat.
Yeah, I was watching something. You was like, oh, I gotta eat, and you fell down on the bed. I said, oh my God, how you forget to eat? and also, last but not least, go Ravens tomorrow. Yes.
Go Bucs. I believe in you, Tom Brady. You can do it. Don't get mad.
I would just leave it at that. Thank you again. Thank you again, Ashley, for coming on the show.
Thank you.
Hey, everybody. This has been Let's Talk with Digga podcast. Make sure you are tuned in. Make sure you're subscribing, liking, following, all that good stuff on all platforms where podcasts can be heard. Apple Podcasts or Apple Music, Amazon, Google, you name it, we there. Hey, you have been great as always. And as always, holla at you when I smile at you. Peace.
What's my bright reason for choosing Bright Health? I didn't think I could pay for insurance. I didn't realize I didn't have to. With Bright Health, I qualified for a $0 premium plan. I mean, when having insurance costs the same as not having insurance? Come on, it's not exactly a tough decision. From great doctors to surprisingly low rates, Bright Health keeps you feeling good for all the right reasons. See if you qualify for a $0 premium at brighthealthplan.com.
Feeling good, like I should.
Katy Perry here. You know what's better than being a pop star? Motherhood. And nothing says motherhood like vinegar. Hear me out. Not just any old vinegar. Bragg apple cider vinegar, made with the mother. Bragg ACV is packed with prebiotics to support a healthy gut and keep your immune system on point. From sustenance to self-care, this do-it-all elixir's a true Bragg staple. And they've been keeping it real for over a century, because what's old is new. Bragg ACV truly is the mother of all vinegars.